Hello, welcome to Storytime with me, Alison Parkinson. Today I'd like to read to you The Tale of the Tiger Slippers, and it's written and illustrated by Jan Brett, and it's published by G.P. Putnam and Sons, and that's an imprint of Penguin Random House. I live in a big house my father built, and I love to bound around in the garden. It's a tiger cub there. My friends are always curious about one thing though. Why is there a pair of raggedy slippers in that fancy fountain, they ask. Can you see? We've got this fountain here and the water's coming out of golden elephant heads, and right at the top is a little house, and inside the house there's some tiny little slippers. This is the story my father tells them. So this is the father telling the story now. When I was a cub, I lived with my mother under the roots of a banyan tree. We were very poor and I helped as best I could. Can you see the mum there? That's her home under the banyan tree. And there's the cub. Mother saw how sharp thorns and stones hurt my footpads when I worked, and she made me thick slippers. These slippers will protect and guide you, she said. And there is room to grow. Can you see? Beautiful red slippers that turn up at the end. I was looking down at my new slippers when I saw a streak of white in the stream bank. It was silky clay that could be easily moulded into shapes. Look, he's found it there. I made bricks from the clay and built my mother a pretty house. When others saw it, they asked, "Could you build me a pretty house from your bricks?" So I did. Years went by and the slippers seemed to guide my every step. I dug clay, made bricks, and built houses, towers and bridges all over the land. Soon I had everything I could want, and I built a grand house for my future bride. Can you see the beautiful house that he's made for his mum? And this is the house that he's built for him and his wife. On my wedding day, a great feast was planned. But as I went to greet my tiger bride, a crocodile poked his snout out of the stream. "Look at those raggedy slippers," he scoffed. "What kind of elegant bridegroom are you with those old slippers on your feet?" I looked down at my dependable slippers. They were dirty and worn from hard work. But at the croc's taunts, I slipped them off and let them float away down the stream. Faster and faster my slippers sailed in the current until they reached the village dam and stopped it up. The waters rose, flooding the banks until an elephant saw the problem. He unplugged the castaway slippers and brought them back to me. Can you see, look, they got stuck there between some rocks and they'd stopped the water flowing. It caused all the fields and things to flood. A few months later, the tigress and I were settled in our home when word came that the Rhino King would pass by our village. He needed a place to stay, so we readied our finest rooms. A stork, seeing the activity, fastened his beady eyes on my slippers. "Scandal," he croaked. "The Rhino King will be insulted by his host wearing raggedy old slippers." I wanted to put my best foot forward for such a lofty guest, and he was about to arrive. I quickly removed my old slippers and tossed them over the wall. Look, he threw them over the wall, look. When the last goat in a great herd of goats felt the thump thump of my slippers falling from the sky, she bolted. Then all of the goats scattered, barging into houses, toppling watermelon carts, and sinking dinghies in their panic. The furious goat herd brought back my slippers and demanded payment for damaged property. Can you see, look, all the goats are just running everywhere and they're sinking the boat. And look at the tiger's shock at what's happened. And that's the angry goat herd. That's the animal that looks after all the goats, and he's really angry because of all the damage that's been done. In time, we celebrated the birth of our first tiger cub. Animals came from far and wide with best wishes for our new arrival. The mongoose wished in playfulness, the peacock wished for beauty, the rhino for strength, and the elephant for wisdom. There's the mongoose, there, look, that's the mongoose. And there's the peacock, and the rhinos, and the elephants. The monkey, though, added, I wish the baby cub's father would never wear junky old slippers. Look, there's the monkey there saying that. Look, he's got his old slippers on. The monkey had a good point. I tried again and again to lose the old slippers, but they always came back. Finally, I sent them by air to my old uncle who lived in a distant village. Look, he got a dove to fly the slippers away. When my uncle saw the frayed old slippers worn out by the hard work and sewn by his sister, he wept with pride. He packed a few things and set off to see us. Look, you can see he's got tears in his eyes because he's so happy to see these beautiful slippers that his sister had made. Uncle Ali arrived carrying a gift, and inside were the slippers. I know you will always want to remember how far you have come and the good work you have done when you see these slippers, he said. How they show the years, he smiled. So look, he's brought the slippers back again. The next morning, I was in the garden with my son. I'm back where I started from, I said. What am I going to do with these old slippers? My cub had the answer. Why not build the slippers a special house of their own? They can be seen and remembered for their place in your life, and you can wear magnificent new ones. So I did. From that day forward, I looked to the future, dreaming of new adventures, and once in a while I smiled fondly at the raggedy old slippers. And there they are, look, in the fountain, in that special house. And if you look carefully at the very last picture, you can see the tiger with the cub. And look, the tiger's got some brand new fancy slippers. And that's the end of the story. It's called The Tale of the Tiger Slippers, and it's written and illustrated by Jan Brett. It's a very old story, and she's retold this story. It's an old Persian story. I hope you enjoyed it.